December 26, 1996. Boulder, Colorado. 6-year-old JonBenét Ramsey is reported missing by her mother. Inside the house, police find a shocking clue, a 3-page ransom note. It demands $118,000. An oddly specific amount. The note claims JonBenét has been kidnapped. But hours later, the case takes a devastating turn. Her father discovers her body in the basement of their own home. There were no clear signs of forced entry. No clear suspect. What was first reported as a kidnapping became one of the most mysterious murder cases in American history. In the next episode, the ransom note that changed everything. The ransom note in the JonBenét Ramsey case is one of the strangest in criminal history. It was 3 pages long. Written inside the house. On paper that belonged to the Ramsey family. And the amount demanded? $118,000. The exact amount of John Ramsey's recent work bonus. The note warned the family not to contact police. But they did anyway. Handwriting experts were brought in. Some believed it pointed toward someone inside the home. Others said it was inconclusive. No fingerprints clearly identified the writer. And to this day, the author of the note has never been officially confirmed. Was it written by the killer? Or was it staged to mislead investigators? In the next episode, the investigation turns toward the family. Almost immediately, investigators began looking inside the home. There were no clear signs of forced entry. No witnesses reported seeing a stranger. And the ransom note? It appeared to be written using materials from the house. Suspicion quietly shifted toward the Ramsey family. John Ramsey, Patsy Ramsey, even their 9-year-old son, Burke, was mentioned in public speculation. The media pressure was intense. Television networks dissected every interview. Body language experts analyzed every word. But here's the key detail. In 2008, DNA testing officially cleared the parents as suspects. Still, public debate never stopped. Was it truly an intruder? Or did investigators miss something critical? In the next episode, the intruder theory, and the evidence behind it. If it wasn't someone inside the house, then who was it? Supporters of the intruder theory believe an unknown attacker entered the Ramsey home that night. There was a broken basement window, a suitcase placed beneath it, and unidentified male DNA found on JonBenét's clothing. In 2008, prosecutors announced that new DNA testing did not match any member of the Ramsey family. The parents were formally cleared. For many, that strengthened the intruder theory. But critics argue, the window may have been broken months earlier. And the DNA could have been transferred indirectly. No suspect has ever been officially charged. Nearly 30 years later, the question remains, was there a stranger inside that house? In the next episode, the media storm that changed the case forever. Within days of JonBenét's death, the case exploded across national television. Beauty pageants. A wealthy family. A mysterious ransom note. The media turned the tragedy into a spectacle. Every interview was analyzed. Every facial expression dissected. Every theory debated on live TV. Some critics argue that the intense media coverage damaged the investigation. Rumors spread faster than verified facts. Public opinion began shaping the narrative. Instead of a quiet criminal investigation, the case became a national obsession. And once the spotlight was on the Ramsey family, it never truly faded. Did the media help uncover the truth? Or did it bury it under speculation? In the next episode, the grand jury decision that shocked the country. In 1999, a grand jury was convened in Boulder, Colorado. For over a year, jurors reviewed evidence in secret. Witnesses testified. Experts presented forensic analysis. Then came the shocking twist. The grand jury voted to indict John and Patsy Ramsey. But not for murder. They recommended charges of child abuse resulting in death and for allegedly allowing the child to be placed in a dangerous situation. However, the district attorney refused to sign the indictment. He stated there wasn't enough evidence to secure a conviction. The public didn't learn the full details until years later. No one was ever prosecuted. So what did the grand jury see? And why was the indictment blocked? In the next episode, the DNA evidence that changed everything, again. Years after the murder, new DNA testing brought fresh attention to the case. Unidentified male DNA was found on JonBenét's clothing. The profile did not match John Ramsey, Patsy Ramsey, or Burke Ramsey. In 2008, the district attorney publicly cleared the Ramsey family based on this evidence. It seemed like a major breakthrough. But experts remain divided. Some argue the DNA proves an intruder was responsible. Others believe it could be secondary transfer, DNA left during manufacturing or packaging of the clothing. No match has ever been found in national databases. So the question remains, is this the key to solving the case? Or another layer of mystery? In the next episode, the theories that still divide America. Today, the JonBenét Ramsey case is still officially unsolved. The Boulder Police Department maintains that the investigation remains open. Advancements in forensic science continue to offer new possibilities. In recent years, there have been renewed calls for advanced genetic genealogy testing, the same technique used to identify the Golden State Killer. John Ramsey has publicly urged authorities to retest the DNA evidence using modern methods. However, no public announcement of a confirmed match has been made. Nearly 30 years later, the evidence still exists. The questions still remain. And the world still wonders, will new technology finally reveal the truth? In the final episode, the legacy of a case that changed America. Nearly 3 decades later, the JonBenét Ramsey case remains deeply divided. There are 3 main theories. First, the intruder theory. An unknown attacker entered the home and committed the crime. Supporters point to the unidentified DNA in the basement window. Second, the family involvement theory. Some believe the crime began as an accident inside the home and was later staged. They point to the ransom note and the lack of forced entry. Third, the Burke theory. A controversial claim that JonBenét's brother was involved, and the parents covered it up. However, no charges were ever filed against him, and he has publicly denied any involvement. Each theory has supporters. Each has weaknesses. And none has been proven in court. In the next episode, where does the case stand today? The JonBenét Ramsey case became more than a criminal investigation. It became a cultural phenomenon. It changed how the media covers crime. It exposed the dangers of public speculation. It showed how quickly narratives can form, and how hard they are to undo. For decades, the case has lived in documentaries, books, podcasts, and debates. But beyond the headlines and theories, there was a 6-year-old child. A life that ended too soon. Nearly 30 years later, no one has been convicted. No definitive answers. Only questions. Will advancing DNA technology finally solve the mystery? Or will this case remain one of America's most haunting unsolved crimes? Until the truth is proven, the mystery lives on. A quiet house in Boulder. Christmas lights still hanging. Snow outside. And a question that has never faded. What really happened to JonBenét Ramsey? For decades, investigators searched for answers. Theories rose. Suspicions spread. Accusations lingered. But certainty never came. Evidence remains. DNA remains. Doubts remain. Time moves forward. Yet that night in 1996 stands still. Some believe the truth is hidden in science. Others believe it's hidden in silence. Until the day proof speaks louder than speculation. This case remains open. Not just in court files. But in the minds of millions. And somewhere in that unanswered space, the mystery lives on.